Don't miss the 3-part documentary event that goes behind the rain.
These men, they're not afraid to sing about their feelings.
The ruin.
Hippies were out. Anger was in.
The whole genre started to cave in on itself.
And the resurrection of soft rock.
There's a reason those songs are still here 50 years later. They tend to stand the test of time.
Well, kids today might think of it as supermarket music, but hits by bands like Air Supply and the Carpenters and Michael McDonald dominated the radio in what was called soft rock. There's a new docuseries on Paramount Plus about the songs that were everywhere in the late 70s and early 80s. The documentary is called Sometimes When We Touch, and it's named after that famous song you're going to hear in a second by Dan Hill. And Lauren Lasing created and produced a lot of shows for MTV and was nominated for an Oscar for her documentary about Tupac Shakur. And she's the director of the 3-part series. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Larry and Robin.
I read the title and I thought of this song, and it's why did you pick this song out of all the soft rock songs? Let's see if we can hear it.
Sometimes when we touch, the honesty's too much. And I have to close my eyes and
Wow, he doesn't look like I thought he looked.
No,
I'd never seen him before.
The videos in the 70s were not the videos of the 80s. So how did you pick this song to be the title, Lauren?
Okay, first of all, aren't the guys cute?
Yeah!
My theory, the long hair. Well, first of all, everyone knows the song. Whether you love it or hate it, you know all the words, and that's pretty much the whole series. The full title is Sometimes When We Touch, the Reign, Ruin, and Resurrection of Soft Rock. So we go through how people loved it in the 70s, rebelled against it in the 80s, and then its unbelievable resurrection and popularity today in the forms of yacht rock and sampling for hip hop music. So
in the early 70s, I think of like Hendrix and Zeppelin, and why was it that all of a sudden all this soft rock comes around and the world just kind of accepts it?
You know, I think people were kind of burnt out. The creator of this series, Chuck Thompson, who's also the writer and my partner on this series, found that, people were burnt out after the 60s. They needed something to relax to enjoy. And this music just swept in a tsunami of softness and took hold of the country.
And I loved it. And, well, here's Air Supply. We're just going to play a couple of these that would fall into the genre. They had a ton of hits. What was it that turned the corner? Was it MTV and the videos that killed soft rock?
Well, some of it was MTV. Christopher Cross complains that, he wasn't photogenic enough to be on MTV, and that was it. Air Supply was never played on MTV. They were seen as too, wussy, not man enough. And, it just became like a much more macho era. So these men who were soft-spoken and singing love songs from the heart, it became cringy in the 80s, which was an era of, machismo.
I kind of expected that you would maybe interview like a Christopher Cross or some guy from Ambrosia, but why are you interviewing Daryl McDaniel from Run DMC and Stuart Copeland from The Police? I'm interested in what they had to say about that, because they're certainly not from that genre.
Well, first of all, we did interview band members from Ambrosia who talk about, the evolution of their songs. So we do have a mix. The next generation of stars, like Stuart Copeland, Susanna Hoffs from the Bangles, and DMC from Run DMC, these are fans of this music, and surprising fans, and they talk about how this music shaped their own musical influences, just in terms of melody and the beautiful vocals. Now that we've had some time, some distance from the cringiness of this era, people can appreciate the actual songwriting.
And there's some terms that came out of this in some of these interviews, like there's something called the Doobie Bounce, which has made its way into a lot of songs based on the Doobie Brothers. Talk about that.
The Doobie Bounce, that's a coin that was termed by the guys who invented yacht rock, which was just originally a YouTube show that sort of made fun of these characters and also figured out what were the elements of this music. The Doobie Bounce being that it's soft rock. So it's not just soft, it has to have an element of rock as well.
I see.
So that's what the Doobie Bounce is, sort of a call-in response.
All right, let's listen to a little Kenny Loggins for a moment.
Oh, he was the king there. And then how about the Carpenters, my all-time favorites? Hanging around. I mean, that's what I mean. Everyone knows these songs. I have loved these. This is my era. I absolutely love it. And they're coming back now in our current artists trying to write love songs like the soft rock era, Lauren?
Well, there are artists who are actually just covering these songs. You see Lady Gaga, Britney Spears, people doing covers of Elton John songs.
Yeah.
And also, there's a phenomenon called yacht rock, which is kind of sweeping the country, which are concerts of bands doing these songs.
Yeah.
People come dressed up in captain's hats, and it's just become this phenomenon. We could have called this series The Origin of Yacht Rock. It really took off during the making of the film.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, you can watch Sometimes When We Touch on Paramount Plus. It's great. Lauren, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks, Lauren.
Thank you. Enjoyed being here.